Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be reacting to Katie Lang for the second time on this channel's history. We'll be checking out the song A Case of You. Now, as I said, this is my second time. My first reaction was to her live performance of Hallelujah for the Olympics opening ceremony, and my word, her voice is beautiful. I think it goes without saying that she can do it all with her voice, and for me, I'm just excited to hear more of that, and her kind of voice is exactly what I'm looking to listen to today, so I couldn't be more excited to hear this one. But before we jump in, a big thank you goes to Graham, whose generous support made this reaction possible. Alright, now it's time for A Case of You. Gonna get another ballad.
Just before our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as a northern star. And I said, constantly in the darkness, where's that at? If you want me, I'll be in the bar. On the back of a cartoon coaster,
Her voice is so calming.
in the blue of a TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada, oh Canada.
Gorgeous, and these piano chords.
With your face sketched on it twice. You're in my blood like holy wine. You're so bitter and so sweet. I could drink a case of you.
Oh, that note.
I would still be on my feet. I would still be on my feet.
It's just piano, just her voice, but it fills up the entire mix.
I am a lonely painter.
Oh, actually, I think I'm wrong with that assessment. I believe there is a bass of some kind, maybe bass guitar. It's a little bit lower, so it is hard to tell. Let's listen for that instrument specifically. But so far, just blissful. Are you hearing these like heavy, almost footsteps? I can't tell if that is part of the piano somehow or if it's something separate.
I am a lonely painter. I live in a box of paints. I'm frightened by the devil, but I'm drawn to those ones that ain't.
Wow. These lyrics too are so
Remember
powerful.
the time you told me, you said, love is touching souls. Well, surely you've touched mine, 'cause part of you pours out of me in these lines from time to time.
I just love her voice.
You're in my blood like holy wine. You're so bitter, baby, and so sweet.
Wow.
I could drink a case of you.
Oh, and her vibrato. Are you hearing that harmonic minor? There are these throughout this track so far, there's been several moments where the chords they are within the scale, but then there's a slight divergence that makes them sound a bit more dissonant, a bit more darkness. And you could even say the same thing lyrically. A lot of these lyrics are very hopeful and loving, and, as the album title suggests, they feel like a very somber hymn. And then there's a twang of that darkness that Katie is kind of pulling from, and it appears in the chords as well. It is just like a beautiful lullaby. I feel like you could do I don't know if waltz would be the correct dance, but you could do some kind of slow, swaying, slow dance with your loved one. Like drinking a case of you. That already is so poetic, and there's many, many ways you could take it as well. I'm a fan of Katie.
Drank a case of you.
Da, 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 da. The resolution to the one.
On my feet.
Da, da, da.
Still
Major 3.
On my feet.
Wow.
She had a mouth like yours. She knew your devils. She knew your deeds. And she said, go with it and stay with it, but be prepared to bleed.
Be prepared to bleed. Wow. Oh, goodness.
I could drink a case of you, darling. Still I'd be on my feet.
Oh.
I would still be on my feet.
These lyrics are beautiful. I'm gonna take a look at the lyrics right after this. There's so many parallelisms. Again, not to use the album title, but wow. Chord change again. Whoa, I was not expecting it to end on that chord. Da-da. It just changed keys, actually. Right at the very end, the chord changed keys. That is so subtle. There's so many amazing decisions from Katie in terms of her vocal performance. I love that the piano is getting equal attention in that regard. I'm not sure if Katie's the one playing the piano or if she's, being accompanied by a pianist, but whatever she's doing with this person or with just herself is working out very well. Yeah, let's take a look at those lyrics. Katie Lang, A Case of You lyrics. I love beautiful music like this. And I can learn from this in terms of songwriting, writing poetic lyrics, just learning about stuff that is beautiful. Let's get the meaning here. Oh wow, my heart rate is so high. That's not good. Oh, it keeps dropping. Maybe sometimes it glitches, you guys. Okay, here we go. Just before our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as a northern star. Okay, even before starting with the lyrical analysis, let me give my understanding of the lyrics, and then we'll see if my cursory understanding maps onto what's being talked about here. So the way I'm kind of taking it is that Katie had an ex-lover, and they had a relationship together. It was romantic, it was fiery, and for one reason or another, it came to an end. But that person is constantly living in her mind, is, coursing through her veins, and she's now reminded of that former lover by the features and the attributes in a new individual. And that new individual is a sweet person, but you're now getting moments of the past that are bitter through the ex. And it also works in reverse as well, because the things that are now present in the new person that are negatives, let's say, those could be bitter elements, and then you think back to the sweet moments you had with the former lover. So depending on the mind setup you have and how consumed you are with obsession or love and being grounded in oneself, you could almost like live in both worlds, which is a bit of cognitive dissonance, but love and obsession makes people do crazy things, and it's hard to let go, man. Emotions are very sticky. So that's my understanding. Let's see if that maps on. Just before our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as a northern star. And I said, constantly in the darkness. Where's that at? If you want me, I'll be in the bar. Oh, wow. And I said, constantly in the darkness. Where is that at? So I'm constantly in the darkness. Where is that northern star? Where are you? If you're going to find me, I'll be in the bar. And the northern star, right, is also touted as the brightest star, a helpful guide for you. So the X is literally saying, hey, I am going to be there all the time. You'll always be able to find your way back to me. On the back of a cartoon coaster, in the blue of a TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada, oh Canada. Okay, a bit of nationalism right there. With your face sketched on it twice. Oh. You are in my blood like holy wine. Sketched on it twice. Cartoon coaster. Maybe this is just like a keepsake, some memory they have, or like a physical object with a drawing of that person's face. You are in my blood like holy wine. Oh, wow. I mean, you can think about it physiologically, right? Because your bloodstream literally increases in blood alcohol content when you drink wine, but it's now holy wine, meaning you were almost a holy figure in my life that isn't going away. You are part of who I am now. You make up my DNA, if you will. You are so bitter and so sweet. I could drink a case of you, I would still be on my feet. I would still be on my feet. Wow, so she's not actually talking about anybody new here so far. She's just referring to the former. You're both bitter and sweet. You bring me joyful memories and painful memories. Now I am a lonely painter. I live in a box of paints. I'm frightened by the devil, but I'm drawn to those that ain't. Makes sense, like opposites attract kind of thing, but I'm frightened by the devil is a very powerful statement to make in general, because all things considered, the best course is not to operate from a place of fear. It's from a place of love and being grounded in the self, having high esteem. So you're drawn to those who aren't afflicted with that fear, which presumably may be the former person. They were not fearful. The former lover actually was the guiding light for Katie here. I remember the time you told me, you said, love is touching souls. Well, surely you touched mine. Part of you pours out of me in these lines from time to time. Wow. So that's the concept of what soul ties and kindred spirits, right? You found your true love, and that person is forever imprinted on you, and now that person will manifest in you and your behaviors and thought processes one way or the other. After having interacted with somebody and being emotionally attached to them in a way, you can you almost can never rid yourself of that person one way or the other. Their memory, their influence will, in some senses, be stuck to you, almost like chewing gum if you were to step on it. Wow, this is really powerful. You're in my blood like holy wine. You're so bitter, baby, and so sweet. I could drink a case of you and I'd still be on my feet. I'd still be on my feet. I met a woman. She had a mouth like yours. She knew your devils. She knew your deeds. And she said, go with it and stay with it, but be prepared to bleed. Okay, this is where the twist kind of, I think, is coming in. So now Katie is meeting another woman, and now this woman is reminding her of the ex. This new woman knows about your evil, the former lover's former evil deeds and good deeds. They know about that history. And she said, go with it and stay with it. So the new person is kind of telling Katie to go back to the former. Is that the correct interpretation? But be prepared to bleed. So kind of like if you go back, that person will hurt you. Even though you have fond memories of them, going back to them will invariably result in more pain and suffering on your behalf. And that is such a real statement in some senses. A lot of people end up in very toxic relationships and they cannot let go of their former lovers because the grip that they had on them is so tight, and they have to unlearn so many negative thought patterns and behaviors, and it's not even their fault in some senses. It's very difficult, again, to rid yourself of that past. The past always sticks around, but it's your decision, it's your choice to go back that means, that kind of implies where you're going to go. If you don't make that decision, at least you have the environment working in your favor. And then we end with this one again. You're in my blood like holy wine. You're so bitter, baby, and so sweet. I could drink a case of you. I'd be on my feet. I would still be on my feet. There's a lot there. To me, it definitely reminds me of the toxic kind of relationships and the dynamics surrounding it. It's important to heal from those kinds of things to the best of our abilities and recognize that some maladaptive behaviors that we have as a result of a poor relationship, right? We kind of learn these behaviors subconsciously. These aren't okay. And going back to them over and over again, continuing to drink from that case, if you will keep you in that place. So even though you feel like you can stand, it's actually a ruse. It's all smoke and mirrors. And it's, in some senses, self-deception that's brought on by one's love and emotional attachment towards that person. If one can be detached from everybody, including the self, then all of the good moments can be taken in jest and stride, and all of the bad moments can be recognized as bad and kind of let go of, such that the mind doesn't glob on to those negative things and introduce worse behaviors or, again, negative thought patterns. That's kind of what I think about this song, but I'm very curious to hear your guys' opinion. The grammar is escaping me now. So leave it in the comments down below. But either way, I hope y'all enjoyed the reaction. Subscribe if you did, and if you would like to request a reaction yourself, please hit the link in the description box down below. That's the best way to support my channel. And as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and peace.